In anticipation of your wedding, you wanted a party bus.
Yes.
She sent you a smaller bus.
That bus was in an accident.
That's a bait and switch. That's what it was. You got married, right?
Yes.
This your husband?
Yes.
Are you happy?
Yes.
Look happy.
This is Judy Justice. Nidra Hunter is suing business owner Tamika Young for a party bus refund and punitive damages.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case 3018, Hunter versus Young.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Hunter, you were planning your wedding.
Yes.
And the wedding was planned for what date?
October 8th, 2022.
Miss Young, what's the name of your company?
Luxury Queen and Mr. Party Bus.
And where is it located?
It's in Detroit.
How long have you owned it?
Since 2017.
And it's a party bus company, then you must have party buses registered in the company name. We're going to check it. How many party buses do you have registered in the company name?
Well, actually...
No, not actually. That's a question that I have for you. How many party buses do you have registered in the company name?
None.
How many party buses do you have registered in your own name?
None.
So it's a fair statement that when you advertise that you're a party bus company, what you do is you subcontract that out.
Yes, ma'am.
You know where I'm going, right? Do you see any advertising under the name of that company? Because that's how the plaintiff got to the defendant.
I do. I see their Facebook page. In addition, they have a website.
May I see both, please?
Sure. Facebook page.
Okay, let me see. We have the best rates, limo service. Okay. Now, is this what is on their website as their party buses? Let's take a look.
So if you go about, when you go to book now, it gives you just these options, 4 options for vehicles, and then a place to leave your message. And that's it.
Got it. Mm-hmm. So what you did was, in anticipation of your wedding, you wanted a party bus to take about 30 guests.
Yes.
So that everybody was together.
Yes.
For photographs to a park, whatever it is, and get you to and from the venue to the party afterwards. And you looked on the internet and you found Miss Young's company.
Correct.
Your wedding was in October. On what date did you contact Miss Young?
It was in March.
Do you have any written contract or communication with her?
Text message.
May I see it, please? Who are you, by the way?
I'm the driver.
Are you related?
Yes.
How are you related?
I'm her nephew.
How old are you?
20.
I'll get to you in a minute.
I just found something interesting. So there's a video posted by the defendant on the work page on Facebook saying prom season is approaching, with a video of a large white bus that looks like it would be about 25 to 30 people. Mm-hmm. And somebody in the comments inquired and said, interested, how much for 5 hours? And the defendant says in March of 22, this bus posted is no longer available. This one being, she sends a video of a different bus, is 15 to 20 passengers for 5 hours is $11.50.
So in March
of 22.
Of 2022, she indicated that that party bus was no longer available.
Which looks larger than the one she suggested in the comments, saying the one that was originally posted about
you have
prom.
a date in March?
Yeah, March 12th, 2022.
And it was the defendant saying to another party.
A different party.
Different party, that bus is no longer available.
But here's a different video of a different bus that seats 15 to 20.
Got it.
Lists the rate for that.
Okay, so, very good. Well, how come you told her the bus was available?
That bus particularly was available in March.
No. You told somebody else that the bus wasn't available on March 12th, within 24 hours. So in March, when you were dealing with her and her wedding, you already told somebody that you don't have access to that bus anymore. That's what you...
That particular bus, but Your Honor, I have different types of buses.
You know what? You don't have anything. Miss, you don't have anything. We established that.
I have access
You
to it.
You don't have access to anything more than she has, more than I have.
I work with different companies and
You are a subcontractor, and you make promises like you did to her, and then, because clearly $950. She paid you.
Absolutely.
She paid you. And how many days before her wedding did you tell her that there was a problem with that bus? How many days before?
It was September 26th that I called and had a conversation with her. Would I have that information here that we had this conversation, that bus was no longer available because it was in an accident.
You know, I don't like you to think that you're really dealing with somebody that's stupid. You just told me that you have access to many different companies.
Absolutely.
So if you have access to many different companies and you've contracted for a 30-passenger bus that looks like that, use one of your other contacts. I wouldn't use your company ever. Because what it was is a bait and switch. You baited her with a 30-passenger bus that she needed.
No.
3 weeks before her wedding, you say, that bus, either you told her was in an accident. According to your answer, you said it was having mechanical difficulties. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Is that correct? Well,
mechanical accident, same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. It's not that, and you don't own the bus. It's not the same thing, and you don't own the bus.
I have access to it. I have access to it.
I'm going to tell you, madam, it's a bait and switch. Now you can stand up, because what happened was she sent you a smaller bus. You want a refund.
Yes.
That's the bottom line. Move over here. You have a chauffeur's license?
Yes.
Take it out. May I see it, please? Well, you didn't have a commercial driver's license in October of 2022.
I was trained to be.
I don't care what you were trying to be. Your commercial license wasn't issued until January of 2023. Is that correct?
Yes. I'm a school bus driver. I had to get that for the drive. I had a chauffeur's license at the time when I was driving them.
You needed this to drive a commercial bus, and you didn't have it at the time that you were driving. Okay, so first you arrived late, right?
Yes, but that was because I had the wrong address.
Who gave you the address?
It was on the itinerary.
That she gave you.
Yes.
That's the information that she gave me.
Impossible.
I promise you.
Just a second. You live in the same community?
I live in Detroit, but Detroit has different counties,
Just a second.
different cities. Yes.
Transportation is your business. What was the name of a hotel she was staying at?
I didn't even know it was a hotel that she
What was the name of the hotel?
I cannot remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
Holiday Inn.
Okay. Listen, I'd like to give you money for your aggravation, but you got married, right?
Yes,
You happy?
we are.
This your husband?
Yes.
Are you happy?
Yes.
Look happy. All she should say to you is, I'm sorry, because it was clearly, in my mind, a bait and switch. She baited you for a 30-passenger bus, which she did not have. She never told you she was subcontracting for that bus, did she?
No.
Of course not.
Nidra Hunter claims business owner Tamika Young owes her a refund after bringing the wrong size party bus to her wedding.
Now, based upon the website, you would assume, and the photographs and the videos that are on Facebook, you would assume that your company provides buses that you own, not that you subcontract to other people. There's no question in my mind that's a bait and switch. That's what it was. And I doubt whether you ruined their wedding because they tried to make the best.
I tried to make the best of her wedding. I reached out to her. I called her. I let her know what bus I was switching her out to, which I have the video here.
Bait and switch.
I understand you said it's a bait and switch. I get to the bottom of it, but I did kind of accommodate her when the situation. I offered her a refund.
You offered her a refund. She paid you $950. What did you offer her?
$950.
You offered her $950.
Absolutely.
In cash.
Absolutely. The day when I switched her bus.
Just a second.
Then again, when
No, that's because that's not what I read. I read that you offered her something towards her next ride. You offered her the $950?
$950.
That's what she's going to get, $950.
That's what the contract was.
Just a second. Did you?
And then when Antoine got there and she wasn't happy with that bus due to when I explained to her over the phone conversations that this 15 to 20 passengers, it fits 20, if it's tight. Different.
You know, it's a hustle. What your website is a hustle. He is not a professional driver. He's a 20-year-old kid who couldn't even get to the right address,
Because she
who got there late.
sent the
No,
wrong
she didn't give you a wrong address to get to her wedding.
I asked her for her information, and she sent it to me.
And you bait and switched her with a large bus, and at the end of the day,
But
it's not easy to. Yes, you did. 950, judgment for the plaintiff. That's it. We're done.
This court is adjourned.
I work for different companies. I am like a booking agent. She said I'm subcontracting, but I work with people that have these buses.
I think it went well.
We do have buses that's no longer available because those are not available anymore.
She didn't give us the proper bus. It didn't hold our wedding party, so a lot of people couldn't show up.
They didn't accommodate because she had big people.
It was very sad and heartbreaking. My kids couldn't be there, my brother.
We was there. We gave the service, even though it wasn't that
Everyone had a wonderful
bus.
time.
And they had a wonderful time. They played. They had fun on the bus. They danced. They took pictures.
No, I mean, we made the best that we could out of the situation.
When I accommodated to give her a refund the day of the event, she didn't want it. She wanted the bus.
Never will work with them again.
You know, I think I have a personal, as much as a judicial, negative sense of business people like this woman who clearly has a business that she operates out of her kitchen because she doesn't have any transportation vehicles. She will get a client from a website, and then she'll call around and see what vehicles from other companies are available. And then she has a nephew, maybe a son, maybe another nephew, maybe a gotcha. So, and she'll get a driver because he said that he drives a school bus.
Yes.
I don't know why somebody would let him drive a school bus when he's 19 years old.
Issue for another day.
But that's for another day. But you don't realize when you do that, somebody spends a year planning a special day.
Of course. The business plan is all messed up from the jump.
Yeah.
I think when you are offering what you call a top tier service and you don't actually own or have control over any of the assets necessary to run that business, then you're waiting for trouble because
you're waiting to disappoint people.
Exactly. It's all going to be a disappointment, but lucky for the defendant, she's never at fault because it's not her bus.
Yeah.
So she never, I couldn't get access, I couldn't this, I couldn't that. It's always a push-off.
Yeah.
And so for people like the plaintiff, make sure when you're interviewing companies that, number one, they own the assets that they're alleging, that they have full and complete control over those. So if they say there's a conflict, you know who to go after in that situation. So unfortunate, but the right thing happened.
Yeah, and she's married.
Yeah.
And she says she's happy.
Case 3047, Blake versus Brzezinski. All parties, please step forward.
Edwin Blake is suing business owner Kyle Brzezinski for property damage and filing a false lien on his property.
Mr. Blake, you are a landlord and you have several rental units. One of the units that you have has been occupied by Mr. Brzezinski's cousin for the last 10 years. And she's been a reasonable paying tenant. We've had no difficulty. Is she still your tenant?
She is.
And Mr. Brzezinski, who is her cousin, never lived in that unit.
Correct.
How many rental units do you have altogether, sir?
At this time, I have 5.
Are they all in the same building?
No, they're individual houses, and I have one that's in Florida, condo that I rent as well. So that's one of the 5.
So Mr. Brzezinski's cousin lives in one of your houses.
Correct.
This is what your lawsuit is about, sir. It is your claim that Mr. Brzezinski, without your authority, did renovations in that house in a bathroom. And when he asked you for payment for the renovation, you said, I never authorized the renovation. I'm not paying you for renovation that I never authorized. He put a lien on your house. And when did he put the lien on the house?
It would have been February when he executed the
February
of 23. Correct.
And when was the work done on the house?
In December.
Of 22.
22, correct.
Mr. Brzezinski says that you did, in fact, authorize the work, that he had an absolute right to put a lien on your property. He's got a counterclaim for $10,000 for the work that he did. Okay, so Mr. Brzezinski, actually the ball is in your court.
Okay.
When for the first time did you meet Mr. Blake?
I've never met Mr. Blake.
Okay, so this is the first time.
This is the first time.
And what kind of business are you in?
I am in construction and general maintenance.
Who do you work for?
Myself.
In what state?
Wisconsin.
Are you a licensed contractor?
Yes, I am.
What's the name of your company?
K&K Pristine Exteriors.
Could you check that for me, please?
Sure.
And how long have you been in business?
2 to 3 years.
What did you do before that?
I've done all sorts of construction beforehand. Glass and glazing was the most recent one.
So you've never met Mr. Blake. So any conversations you had with him were either over the phone or via texts or emails?
Everything was through his maintenance guy, Mike Bennon, who is his witness.
Ma'am, he's not my maintenance guy.
Just a second.
Okay.
So you've never personally had a conversation with the plaintiff?
That is correct.
That's a big problem for you, sir. Now, you've been in the construction business. You have a company. Sarah's looking up the company. I assume you have a website. Is that right?
Yes.
The area of the house that you worked on was the bathroom for your cousin. I want you to tell me when for the first time you saw your cousin's bathroom.
Probably about 9 years ago, right after she started
Just a second.
renting.
And more recently?
More recently would be August.
I want to know how it came about, Mr. Brzezinski,
Yes.
that you saw the bathroom. Did your cousin call you? Were you over there for a visit? I want to know how it came about, since you had no contact with him.
Well, her and Mike had called me about how the bathroom was in such poor condition.
Who's Mike?
Mike Bennon is his witness sitting right there, which would also be my cousin's boyfriend.
Oh, just... oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just a second. So this man, you say, is your cousin's boyfriend.
Yes.
And either she or he called you to come and look at the bathroom.
That is correct.
Okay. Was he living there at the time?
No, he just stays there every so often.
How long have you known him?
I have known him once she introduced me, which would be a month or two before, in August.
In August?
Yes, that's when the first conversation about this renovation being done took place.
Okay, so
August
this
19th.
Just a second. So this is the boyfriend,
Yes.
according to what you know,
Yes.
of your cousin,
That's
who you
correct.
know is a renter.
Yes.
Okay, and then what happened, sir?
They
I
had-
want to know how it came about that you did the renovation, since you had no conversation with him at all personally,
Okay.
and you met him only for the first time today.
Edwin Blake claims business owner Kyle Brzezinski damaged his rental home and filed a false lien on his property.
Okay, so now the ball is in your court.
August 19th, they had called to have me come meet and look at the bathroom, which I did. And Mike was there too, as well, had us look at it and said, I go, yes, I can do that. And he said what he wanted done to the bathroom. So leave the tub.
You mean this man
Yes.
told you that?
Yes,
Okay.
leave the tub and leave the tile up the wall halfway. And then he was doing window work on the apartment, on the house, replacing the windows. So they offered to leave the dumpster there so they didn't have an extra charge with the dumpster, because there was a dumpster on site. I said I cannot get to it right now. It would be late November, December before I'd be able to get onto this. So as time went, they got a hold of me and wanted me to come help grab a
Who
toilet.
they? You mean
Mike-
your cousin?
Mike got a
And
hold
Mike.
of me,
And as far as you know, he's still dating your cousin.
as far as I know.
Okay, go ahead.
So Mike had me come meet up with him to pick up a toilet from another one of Blake's units to use on my cousin's remodel.
So he found a toilet for you.
Yep, from another one of his rentals.
You know anything about that? No. Just check. You know anything about the other toilet? That's all I'm asking you.
I do.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll get to you in a
Okay.
second. Just maybe.
So I did that, and then conversation came by in November when I said, I got time to do this now. Is this good to go? And I got a yes from my cousin saying that Blake had authorized it, and a yes from Mr. Bennon saying it was authorized to go ahead and do the remodel. So then I started on the remodel in December.
You can't do that. You can't do that, Mr. Brzezinski. Sue your cousin. Your cousin authorized you to do work in the bathroom. He never authorized you to do anything.
Mr. Mike Bennon was acting as the agent.
Oh, no, sir. That may have been a giant leap for you. You said you had a conversation with your cousin.
Yes.
And she said, okay, go ahead and do it. And you did it.
Yes.
Did I get that right? Did he? She said.
She said, go ahead and do it.
She said, go ahead and do it. Sue her. You're not losing. What do you want to interfere for? Your cousin said, go ahead and fix my bathroom. Sue her if she didn't pay you. You can't put a lien on his property. That's fraudulent. That can get you in real trouble, sir. If you have a license in the state of where? Wisconsin?
Yep.
Yeah? They can lift your license for that. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Because I'm going to send them an order.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't understand what you're thinking. You knew she was a renter.
Yep.
You say I have to get a contract with the owner of the house to do that. You've been in the business. You said 2.5 years. You have a company for him?
I couldn't get to the website because it was a spam risk to go to the website, but I have a Nextdoor page for the business with a little blurb on their story that doesn't really read professional. It reads more hobby-based.
Got it.
He does landscaping.
It's mostly landscaping.
Mostly landscaping.
His license
By the way, do you?
Qualifier.
By the way, in Wisconsin, I know I've had to renovate bathrooms and I've done bathroom renovations, and all of that requires permitting. Did you pull permits on this? Think very carefully. Did you pull permits on this bathroom?
No, I did not.
No, but you were required to pull permits
There
on
was
the
a
bathroom.
permit pulled for the renovations being done already on the house.
You, in the bathroom, didn't pull permits?
Nope.
No. Well, this is a very easy case. I don't even have to ask about a toilet. You didn't have to open your mouth. Mr. Brzezinski.
Yep.
I am sending an order to...
Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection.
That's where it's going. And it's going to be a strong order. It's going to indicate that you had no permission from the owner of the property to do any work on the property. That's what I found. You've signed off on that, on any judgment that I make, that you sued the wrong person because the owner of the property never gave you permission to do any work, that you did work without pulling permits, and I'm directing them to remove the lien on his house. Do you understand?
Yes.
Great. Now go sue your cousin to get paid. Got it?
Yep.
Yeah, you're trying to scam him. You can't do that. You can't do work for somebody and then say, now I want to get paid. I've never spoken to you, but now I want to get paid. And if you don't pay me, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make your life miserable by putting a lien on your house. And by the way, if you get me a number, I'll call them as well. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff. We're finished. Lien will be removed.
This court is adjourned.
Well, he sent me a bill and he threatened to sue me, but he didn't sue me, and instead of suing me, he put a lien on my property. I didn't even know he was doing it, and I get a bill for this big amount of money to pay for a job I didn't ask for, and the work was just absolutely terrible. I'm not saying he's a crook in general, but in this case, he tried scamming me. Happy it's over.
So I hope I made it clear what I found. I couldn't find a website on the defendant's LLC, but I did find a Nextdoor page, which is just a business page. It's for neighbors to get ideas. If you're looking for a contractor or a landscaper, neighbors can post on there and give suggestions. So I found his page on there, but in the About Us or Our Story section of his business, it says that he started out landscaping because his mother had a vegetable garden, and then he was good with his hands, so he made it a career choice. But it all seemed very hobby-based and more landscape-based
rather than construction.
A licensed contractor able to redo an entire bathroom. But you know, I think the right thing happened. He can't file a lien on someone's property, and
come on, that you've never spoken to.
Exactly. I was surprised at his position because I know we spoke about this before, and we thought he was going to come in saying that he had all these documents signed with the plaintiff and conversation. Never seen him before today. Just met him for the first time, so kind of was dead in the water before he got there.
We'll do that order, and I'm confident that it'll work.
Yeah.
That they'll remove the lien from his house. Yeah. There was an argument.
Correct. He was in my face, like, don't be disrespecting me, don't be doing that. And at this point, he had his forearm on my neck.
And then he hit you.
Whacked me so hard.
No, ma'am.
Blood was everywhere, literally on the wall and the floor.
And then what happened?
I had to escape him.
This is Judy Justice. Devon Clarence is suing his ex-fiancée, Safari Williams, for false arrest, abuse, and emotional distress.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case number 3090, Clarence versus Williams.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Clarence, from what I've read, you and Miss Williams have known each other since middle school?
Yes, ma'am. Since middle school, we've known each other.
The papers suggest that sometime later, the two of you developed a romantic relationship and you started to live together in 2015.
Yes, ma'am. November 16, 2015.
And you have 2 children together.
Yes, ma'am, we did.
It appears that there was an incident in your home and you were arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
You were arrested for an assault. Was there a weapon that you were arrested for?
No, ma'am, there was no weapon I was arrested for.
It was just an assault.
Yes, ma'am, assault on family member.
Okay. So, Miss Williams, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Because Mr. Clarence ultimately was acquitted of all of those charges.
Yes.
And that was after a trial.
Yes.
Mr. Williams says that as a result of your allegations, not only did he suffer damages himself, but he wasn't able to see the two children for a while because you had requested a restraining order, which was then granted, but later vacated.
It was a protective order, and yes,
And it covered the children.
Correct.
Just for my own information, how long, Miss Williams, did the protective order last so that Mr. Clarence couldn't see the children?
It was for 3 years, but he was able to see the children through visitation.
But how long was it that he did not see the children because of the protective order? Because that's part of his lawsuit.
Okay, so it was...
Mr. Clarence, how long in actuality was it that as a result of the restraining order, you could not see the children?
2 years.
2 years? Mm-hmm. That you didn't see them at all?
At all.
It was 2 years.
Okay. So you were living in a home together.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
On Valentine's Day, there was an argument.
Correct.
You called the police.
Correct.
The police responded and told you to leave the house for a while.
Yes.
And you did leave the house.
I did leave with my daughter.
But you have two children.
Two children because they told us that we had to split children, or one stays with the other parent, the other one comes with me.
Okay, so you have two kids, a girl who's how old?
She was 2 at the time.
And a boy?
He was 4 at the time.
So the boy stayed with his father. Mm-hmm. And you left with your daughter overnight.
Right.
Did you come back?
The next morning, yes.
She actually came back that same time at 2 a.m.
Well, the next morning, that's 2 a.m. Don't interrupt again.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So you came back early in the morning.
Yes.
And what happened when you came back?
I stayed in my vehicle with my daughter because I didn't want to go into the apartment. And then...
Eventually, you went into the apartment?
Yes.
What time did you go into the apartment?
Which was 7 o'clock in the morning.
And that was on the 15th of February?
Correct.
Who was home when you got home on the 15th of February?
It was Devon and our son.
Was there any problem on the 15th?
The 15th was when me and him had got into it as far as a verbal altercation. He didn't like what I had said to him, and we just started going off, and he came to a point where he just got mad and said, well, you know, why would you say anything like that? You know, I don't care about you. And then we started getting into another argument. Then that's when he had brought out a knife and put it on the kitchen counter and said, if you want to kill yourself, go ahead. I don't care.
Okay, just a second. That was the 15th.
Yes.
Miss Williams, you know, most couples have arguments. Mm-hmm. So something had to have precipitated his statement because according to what you just told me, Mr. Clarence didn't take out a knife, according to what you said, and threaten you with it. He said to you, according to you, if you want to kill yourself, here's a mechanism to use it. What had you said to him immediately prior to that that inspired that? He told you he didn't love you anymore, he didn't want to be with you anymore, and
that's when he said he didn't care.
He didn't care, and you said...
And so that's when he had took out the knife.
He said he didn't... No, you had to say something to him that says, well, if that's the way you feel, you go kill yourself. But you had to have said something to him before.
Right. It was the argument started with the kids, but then when he said that, you know, I didn't want you here anyway, you know, it is just... You know, the relationship is pretty much dead, so there's no reason to stay. And if you want to leave, you can leave.
Is that what he said to you, or is that what you said to
him?
Oh, you said to him. Okay. And then?
And then that's when he said, well, you know, I don't love you no more. I don't care for you. You know.
You said that. And then what happened?
And then afterwards, that's when he had went in the kitchen, because I barely remember what happened after that. Because all I know is that when he had went into the kitchen, that's when he came back and said, okay, you know, you can kill yourself.
Do you recall taking a knife and putting it either on a counter or on a tabletop and saying, if you want to kill yourself?
No, ma'am, I don't recall that.
Okay. But at that point, the police were not called. This was the day after the police had been called. This is February 15th. And Mr. Clarence left the house.
Right.
Right. He left on the 15th. Did he come back?
A week after.
So he was gone for 1 week. That brings us to the 20th. Did you communicate with him during that week?
Yes.
By phone?
Yes, text message.
Do you have copies of the text message?
I do not.
Do you have copies? I'd like to see the messages that were
So this is the first
traded
on February.
in that week's period of time.
Devon Clarence claims his ex-fiancée, Safari Williams, owes for a false arrest, abuse, and emotional distress. Safari is countersuing for assault and defamation.
Okay, so this is February the 19th.
And I also do have my text messages pulled up here on my phone. I don't get a hard copy.
Okay, good. Tell me if this is what it says. You say to him, I need my keys ASAP, please. That's a week after he left.
Correct.
What keys had he taken from you?
He had taken my house key and my mother's home key. It was on my keychain.
Okay. How did you get into the house for a week?
I never left because he had it.
You mean for a week you weren't out of the house at all?
At all. I had my kids. I lost my job. So I was at home. I had no reason to leave, really.
Just a second. When did you lose your job?
I lost my job a week prior because of the money he had taken out of the account that I was going to pay for to insure my job because I had little legal issues with my job.
Well, tell me about that. That's not in here.
Yeah.
As far as...
losing your job had nothing to do with him.
No, it had everything. Because the reason being is the fact that I didn't have the money because I was a delivery driver. So I had to pay off a certain citation that I was cited for.
What citation that you were cited for?
It was speeding.
Okay,
citation.
so you got a speeding ticket, which you had to pay. He didn't force you to speed. You did that yourself.
Right. However,
Okay,
I had
so,
to...
and you can't be a driver if they're going to take away your license.
That was the thing. So I had needed the money. He had taken that money out of there and used it to pay somebody else.
I don't know what you're talking about. Taking it out of where? A joint account?
Out of a joint account, yes, ma'am.
Okay. The reason you lost your job had nothing to do with him. The reason you lost your job is because you drove in a way that you got a speeding ticket. Now let's get back to the 20th. So you needed your house keys and your mother's house keys, which he had taken with him.
Yes.
Did you take the house keys?
No, ma'am. The keys that were inside the house were to her mother's house, but her mother had changed the locks previously before. So really, they were just throwaway keys, and the keys were just sitting inside of my glove box for months.
But you went by and you returned the keys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
He had
now I
taken
want
those
you to, what?
keys. He had taken those keys prior because he's always taking things of my possession.
Okay.
That's not true.
So
You asked him for your keys back, which means that during that interim period, the only text messages I see here, you asked him to come back to the house and bring you your keys. And I assume, since there is no history, that your mother's never had a history with him.
Oh, yeah.
A violent history?
It's not a violent, but more so, she had her issues. They both had
I don't
the
care whether they
issues.
had their issues. So if you needed your keys back, he could have dropped them off at your mother's. He didn't have to bring them to you.
But she didn't allow him on the premises, that's why.
Well, why would you have invited him back on the 20th if you had such a miserable experience on Valentine's Day?
I didn't expect for him to sit there and...
There was an alternative. But he came back on the 20th with the keys. Now, I want you to tell me on the 20th, because this is your counterclaim, you actually claim that he assaulted you. So I want you to tell me what happened on the 20th.
The 20th, I had asked him for my keys back.
Yes, and he came over.
He came home from work. He had dropped off the key, came in, said hi to the kids, tucked them in bed. I was in a room, but that day I wasn't feeling good. So I had to just, excuse myself to go to the bathroom. So I come back out. I see my phone being tossed on the bed by him as he was sitting there reading messages or whatever. So I didn't say anything about it. He just said, okay, I'm about to go. I said, okay, cool. And he kissed the kids and walked out.
So he kissed the kids and he walked out. He walked into what room?
He walked from the back room, our room where we were sleeping at, me and the kids, and he walked to the front door, out the door. So what happened was...
No, look here.
Yes.
He's leaving.
He's leaving.
And?
In a few moments, he had called me, and he asked me, what time is your job interview for the next day? I told him 8:30, and I asked him why. He said, well, I'm moving out. I'm getting all my things out of the house while you're there. I said, okay, well, why? Because the front office is not going to just let you off the lease, you know?
Well, you understand, he hadn't been there for a week.
For just a week, yeah. But I'm just asking because I don't know how we were going to go about it. So that's when he had told me, don't act like I ain't seen you, you ain't seen me reading your messages. You know, I'm tired of you disrespecting me. I'm tired of you disobeying me. I'm tired of you, you know, talking to these dudes or venting and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, just going at me as if I'm disrespecting him. At this point, you left. So therefore, if I'm talking to a friend, what's the problem? Why are you looking through my phone? And this is nothing that you paid for.
That's true, Snoopy.
Yeah, so you're snooping around. So at this point, he's mad because of what
But he's not in the house.
Yeah, he's not in the house. So afterwards, I say, if you want to leave, stay gone. I don't even care. He hung up in my face. I said, okay, I don't have time for this mess. So I go in the back room, get ready for bed. I put my phone on the charger, and I lay down, and he's knocking on the door really hard. Kids sleep. So I go to the front door, and that's when he opened the door, and he just, like, in my face, like, don't be disrespecting me, don't be doing that. And I'm just like, okay, bro, you need to get out of my face, first of all. And he just said, okay, well, you know what? Forget it, I'm leaving. I'm just gonna pack my stuff up and I'm leaving. The whole time he's like packing his things in the
Okay, so he's packing.
Correct. So when he packed his things, he was just, you know, talking, and he went in the back room. And that's when I had followed him in the back room because he was going to take my things. And then that's when he had came out and said, good luck finding your phone charger. Where's my phone charger? Because it's not on the bed. Where's my phone charger, bro? So I blocked him so he could give me my things. And he said, I don't know. I don't know where your phone charger is. Devon, where's my phone charger? I don't know. Now move. And he did a shoulder thrust. So I'm like, okay, bro. I grabbed his lanyard. He had his work ID. I grabbed his lanyard from around his head.
So you put your hands on him. Just a second, you put your hands on him because the lanyard, that's what it says here.
No.
No, that's what it says in your papers. You acknowledge that.
Oh,
that
so
you grabbed his badge, but his badge was on a lanyard that was around his neck. So you put your hands on him.
So yeah, so it was more so to take his things so he could give me back my phone charger. I need it for my job interview.
Devon Clarence is accusing his ex-fiancée, Safari Williams, of a false arrest after she assaulted him. Safari claims Devon assaulted and defamed her.
So you grabbed his lanyard, which was around his neck.
It was around his neck, and I took his glasses off his face.
And then what happened?
And then that's when he had turned around, dropped all of his things, and he turned around and he started tussling and then try to get his things. So I said, no, give me my
just
phone
a second.
charger.
So far, what I'm hearing is there was lots of nasty stuff going on. He's packing his things, giving you the best possible scenario. He took your phone charger. You didn't see him take your phone charger, but it was on the bed, according to you, and then it wasn't on the bed anymore.
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So in response to that, you put your hands on him twice. Once with a lanyard that had his badge on it.
Right.
And then you grabbed his glasses off his face.
But never hurt him. Never.
Just a second. You put your hands on him. Not in a happy way. You put your hands on him in an aggressive way.
No.
Because, oh yes, if you grab somebody's glasses off their face, madam, and grab a lanyard from around their neck, that's aggressive. He may not have been hurt as a result of that, but you have to know you're not allowed to put your hands on somebody else in anger.
It was not angry. I took him. I didn't touch him or hurt him. It was never aggressive. I just wanted my things back, and I didn't touch him or choke him or anything.
I'm just telling you what the law is. You put your hands on him in an aggressive way because you wanted your charger back, which he had taken, but he had not taken off your person. If he took it, he had taken it from where you left it because he was annoyed that you were texting other guys, according to you, because he had been gone for a week. You can text whoever you like. Okay, so now you've taken his glasses off and you've taken his badge off, which was on a lanyard. What happened next?
After he turned around and he
started to tussle with you, which is what you said.
And then Afterwards, we fell over the couch. And at this point, he had his forearm on my neck. So at this point, I can't breathe.
No, ma'am.
I told him, get off of me. Devon, you're hurting me. You're choking me. I cannot breathe. Please get off of me. Get off of me.
He's on you with his forearm on your neck.
Yes.
And
so at this point, he gets his things. He grabs his stuff.
okay, so he's not choking you anymore. And
he gets up and he
look at me.
Put his glasses on. And then at this point, he's standing over me. I'm still on the floor. And I'm telling him to get off of me.
No, he's already
get
off
away
of you.
From me.
He's already off of you, Miss
Yes.
Williams. He's gotten his things. He put his glasses on, which means both hands were
Correct.
putting his glasses on. So he's not
standing
on
over
top
me.
of you anymore.
But he's standing over me.
So he was standing, and?
I push him away. I said, get out, get out. I don't want you here. Get out, please get out. So at this point, I'm shoving him away from me.
Okay, so again, he's standing there, and you're pushing him.
Yes, pushing
Go
him
ahead.
off of me. And then that's when he did a closed fist and hit me right here on the side of my face.
Okay.
So I passed out. I didn't know, I blacked out. And then after I had gotten up and I cried, I said, why did you hit me? Why would you hit me like this? Like, why? And then he just kept going back and forth.
Back and forth where?
From the front door to the back room to the front door.
Was he taking his things out?
I don't know what he was taking.
Okay, so he's
at
going
this
from the
point.
back door to the front door, but he had packed his things.
Right.
Okay.
So I get up, and that's when he turned around, and I can't, right now, I'm imbalanced. I can't even stand up right because he whacked me so hard. So at this point, he stood up and said, you want to fight me? Fight me.
That's not true.
And he put up his hands, so that's when I put up my hands. And then I went to hit him, and then that's when he had started throwing punches at me, like back to back to back to back. And I busted my lip, so...
Okay, so let me understand this. You both got up, and he said, you want to fight me? So you put up your hands, both of you put up your hands, and you went to punch him. That's what you just told me. Missed, I assume.
Missed.
And then he hit you.
Yes.
Okay, so again, you went to punch him.
And I missed. And that's when he...
Okay, fine. Now I got it. And then?
And then that's when he started hitting me.
Okay, so now you're fighting.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And I told him to stop as soon as I saw blood was everywhere, literally on the wall and the floor. And he stopped.
But let me ask you this question. From all this fighting and tussling, was Mr. Clarence visibly hurt anywhere?
No.
Did he have any mark whatsoever? No. So you never connected with him in anything that you did. So far, correct?
No, ma'am. I had scratches on my neck, and she did not put her hands up to fight me. She actually threw a car battery at my hands.
No, that is so untrue.
I have pictures of the car battery and it being broken, if you would like to see that.
Okay, I'm going to get to you in a second. Anyway, that's when he left. Did you go to work?
No, ma'am.
What did you do?
So I had to go sleep in my car because I didn't have my glasses.
Where were your glasses?
Inside the house.
So you left without your glasses?
Yes, ma'am.
He had his glasses on that night, the whole time.
Is that what your testimony said?
Shh.
I'm sorry.
I'm not there with you.
Okay. When did you call the police, Miss Williams?
I didn't. He took my phone.
Okay.
He had
well,
taken my
somehow the police were contacted.
I don't know how they were contacted. I had to escape him.
When you escaped him on the 20th, did you take your children?
I took them. Yes, I did.
Was he in the house?
He was inside and out of the house. So, Yana, can I add one more thing? So after all that happened, that's when he did leave. I had the opportunity to get his clothes. I put his car battery in the hamper that he was packing his stuff at, threw it outside of the apartment, and then I closed the door, locked it so he wouldn't get in. So at this point, I'm looking for the phone to call the emergency services. However, he goes up to the window and says, looking for this? And it was my phone. So I had to find another device in the house to try to at least get a recording or to find something to say, I have to verify this because I feel like nobody's going to believe me even if I was, if I made this up. So I had to record it off of my son's tablet. I have a video of the injuries of the night that it happened.
Well, you have hospital records because you say that you went to the hospital the next day.
Yes, ma'am, I did. I went to the hospital and they diagnosed me.
No. I want to see the hospital records.
Yes, ma'am.
is really, really crazy.
Would it be a fair statement that you did, in fact, punch her in the mouth?
She grabs me by my shirt, and she pulls me into the house and starts punching me.
Wow.
I was like, you know what? That's it. And I started going back at with her.
It was nasty. That's what happened. And that's outrageous.
This is Judy Justice. Previously on Judy Justice.
What happened next?
After he turned around and he
started to tussle with you, which is what you said.
And then afterwards, we fell over the couch. And at this point, he had his forearm on my neck, so I can't breathe.
No, ma'am.
I told him, Devon, you're hurting me, you're choking me, I cannot breathe. Please get off me, get off me.
He's standing there and you're pushing him.
Yes, pushing him off of me. And then that's when he did a closed fist and hit me right here on the side of my face. So I passed out. And then after I had gotten up, he stood up and said, you want to fight me? Fight me.
Not true.
Now you're fighting.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And I told him to stop as soon as I saw blood was everywhere, literally on the wall and the floor. And he stopped.
But let me ask you this question. From all this fighting and tussling, was Mr. Clarence visibly hurt anywhere?
No.
So far, correct?
No, ma'am. I had scratches on my neck, and she did not put her hands up to fight me. She actually threw a car battery at my hands.
I had to find another device to try to at least get a recording. I had to verify this because I feel like nobody's gonna believe me even if I made this up. So I had to record it off my son's tablet. I have a video of the injuries of the night that it happened.
Well, you have hospital records because you say that you went to the hospital the next day. I want to see the hospital records.
And now, the conclusion. Devon Clarence is suing his ex-fiancée, Safari Williams, for a false arrest and an assault. Safari is countersuing Devon, claiming he assaulted her.
Okay, so you weren't admitted to the hospital. You were just seen by somebody the next day. What time the next day?
It was around 11, 10 o'clock. My mother had taken me to the hospital.
How did you get in touch with your mother?
After I left the house.
Well, how did you leave the house? Right now, he's locked out. You locked the door. And you're looking for something to record him. Mm-hmm. And you found something to record him.
Which was my son's tablet.
And
that's when I went into the living room. I brought my kids to the living room with me, and I had to wait it out because I didn't want to go out there like he was just going crazy, like monstrosity. But I was afraid to go out there. So that's when I had locked in. I locked myself in, waited until the morning. He cannot go 24 hours without going to sleep. So I said, I'm going to take my advantage, wait till he goes to sleep. And he went to sleep in his car. And I got my keys, and I grabbed my two kids, barefooted and all, no clothes. And he had set the alarm.
Just a second. So you grabbed your kids and took them out to your truck.
Yes.
And drove where?
I drove to my auntie's house.
About what time? This is on the 21st?
Yes, the 21st. It was around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
And you drove to your aunt's house, and what did you do?
I went into my auntie's, and she called my mom. When she called my mom, that's when my mom had came over to her house and saw the injuries. And she said, we need to go to the hospital because we don't know how bad or how severe your injuries are. So that's when I was like, okay, I can go to the hospital. And she drove me there. I couldn't make a police report or assault report with the hospital because they were going.
No. You can't tell me what happened at the hospital that you couldn't.
Right.
You went to the hospital.
And then
you weren't admitted. You were seen by a doctor.
Go ahead. By the doctor. I wasn't, in fact, admitted.
If you were admitted to a hospital, I want to see those medical records.
Okay.
But this isn't a medical record. This is a one-pager on a visit that you had where you complained about an assault, and the doctor did notice some abrasions on your face.
Okay.
Doesn't say you were admitted anywhere.
I'm sorry, I don't have that one on me.
Okay. So now let's move on. So you drove your kids about 10 miles to your aunt's house. You stayed at your aunt's house for a while. Your aunt called your mother. Your mother came and said, I think we should go to the hospital and check out your injuries. And
that's when
I want to know how the police got involved.
So the hospital called the police.
So you're saying it wasn't you, the hospital called the police, so the police came to the hospital?
The police came, but they wasn't able to. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was one of a county issue with the situation.
You want to tell me?
Yes. She'll be able to tell you better.
So, Judge, when we went to the hospital, so the hospital is between Harris County Sheriff Department and HPD. So when we...
Well, he was arrested somewhere. So
Right.
he was arrested somewhere. On
Right.
what date were you arrested?
I was arrested on February 24th, so 4 days after this incident.
Okay. I assume you asked your daughter what happened when you, either driving to the hospital or when you got to your sister's house.
Yes.
At the time you asked her what happened, did she tell you that they had been in a fight?
Well, I can see they had been in a fight.
Well,
but...
no, there's a difference between a fight, which is mutual combat.
Right.
And an assault, which suggests that there was only one victim and one perpetrator.
Yes.
So what I want to know is whether your daughter discussed with you the facts that she's just relayed to me. That's a question, not a ha-ha.
Right.
Did she tell you that they were fighting?
Yes, she did.
Did she tell you that she at any point put her hands on him?
No, and she didn't because her mouth was so bad. She
Just
really
a second.
couldn't explain.
She did. She just told me.
Yes, but she didn't explain it to me that way.
I know, but she just explained it to me that way. I'm not putting a judicial imprimatur on anybody's assaultive conduct.
Right.
But you have to understand that in a fight, somebody ends up at the bottom of the barrel and somebody at the top of the barrel.
I agree.
Devon Clarence has accused his ex-fiancée, Safari Williams, of reporting a false arrest after she assaulted him. Safari claims Devon assaulted and defamed her.
You did hear your daughter testify that at some point he got up and she went to throw a punch at him and missed.
Right.
And then he punched her and he continued to punch her. You did hear that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay, now I'm going to see a video.
Just press play.
Devon is hitting me. I have no phone. He took my phone. He took everything, and I'm helpless. So I'm trying to get out of here, but I need proof. This is proof. He can go on me. I have blood everywhere. I have blood everywhere. Oh my God. I'm scared. I'm scared, dude. He is crazy. He is really, really crazy.
Okay. Would it be a fair statement, Mr. Clarence, that you did in fact punch her in the mouth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I want you to tell me, because I see she's injured, her mouth is injured. I want you to tell me in your own voice what precipitated that, because that's a nasty hit in the mouth.
So when we flipped over the couch, I stood up, and she says that she pushed me off, but she actually reached her hands up and grabbed me by the testicles, and that's when I punched her. Right after punching her, she let go. I ran to the door. When I ran to the door, she followed behind me with a car battery. She picked it up, and she tossed it in my direction, which caused for me to have an injury to my hand.
You have photographs of that?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
That's not true. There's the battery.
This was taken a couple days afterwards when the
By
swelling
whom?
went down.
By whom?
By me.
Is that the only injury that you sustained?
No, ma'am. I also from when she was choking me with my work lanyard. I also have pictures of my neck that was taken that next morning.
I'd like to see it.
Untrue.
Don't speak. Don't speak. You're talking about this cut?
Yes, ma'am.
And where was that?
That's on my neck. No, it's right here, across the front.
Oh, I see. Okay. Go ahead.
So when we were tussling, so she threw the car battery at my hand. I looked down at my hand. I look at the broken doorknob, and when I'm looking at the broken doorknob, I look back up.
Which doorknob is?
The front door. Well, from when I grabbed the door, and when she tossed it, it hit my hand and slammed the doorknob down.
Okay.
So I look down at my hand, and I see nothing but white inside of my hand. My hand was bleeding. Well, it was about to start bleeding, but I saw the white, I saw the bone, I saw everything. So I looked up, and I was like, what did you do? Are you crazy? And at that point, she says, I don't care anymore. She grabs me by my shirt, and she pulls me into the house and starts punching me.
Oh.
At that point, when she starts punching me, I was like, you know what, that's it, and I started going back at with her.
No.
After punches were exchanged, I left.
Judge, those are the punches on the video that he did.
Just a second. I saw that she had an injury. He acknowledges that he hit her in the mouth.
So what I want to also add to that, because I saw him that same morning. I talked to him. He claimed at 7 o'clock in the morning he was on his way to a funeral. I told him, I said, well, look, I just spoke with my sister. I'm going by and get the kids some stuff. Don't come to the apartment. He shows up. Nothing wrong. I didn't see a scratch anywhere. And I asked him, why are you here? Well, I'll just come let you know that I filed a police report. Why are you here?
Shh, just a second. So he filed a police report. Can I see a copy of that police report? Do you have it?
I do not have a copy of the police report.
So after he told you that he filed a police report, you went back to your sister's house. I assume you got...
No, I hadn't went to my sister's house. So my sister called me.
To go get things... Just a second, Rick. Your sister called you and told you that your daughter was there with your grandchildren.
Right.
Could you go and pick up things for them?
Right.
So you drove over to the apartment where they had lived together.
Right.
He came.
Right.
Said, I've just filed a police report against your daughter.
Right.
Then you went to your sister's house and you decided to go to the emergency room of the hospital.
Yes.
And then you filed a police report, or your daughter did.
We didn't file it at the hospital.
No, I didn't say at the hospital. Subsequently, you filed a police report.
Correct.
Do you have a copy of that police report?
I have my affidavit.
No, I don't want an affidavit. I want
we should have
a copy of the police report.
Let me see.
That's it.
Okay, Kevin.
Alongside with my injuries that...
I saw your injury. Well, this police report, the charge is assault of a family member impeding breathing.
Yes.
And the affidavit reads, defendant, on or about February 20th, did then and there unlawfully, intentionally, and knowingly cause bodily injury to Safari Williams, the complainant, with whom the defendant had a dating relationship by impeding the normal breathing and circulation of blood by applying pressure to the complainant's throat. Okay.
So right here, I have a copy of the motion to dismiss, which shows that they dropped the impeding breath, showing that I did not choke her.
That we know. The case was dismissed. Do you have a copy of the visitation order? You don't have joint custody because you indicated you had joint custody.
We have joint custody now.
When were you granted joint custody?
August 1st.
Was that after the mediation?
After the mediation, yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Williams, did you consent to the joint custody? Or did the mediator, after the trial, recommend joint custody?
Yes, I did consent to it.
You did? And that was the mediator's recommendation?
Correct.
Okay. The only thing I have to ask you, Mr. Clarence, is for what period of time from the 20th of February, was it until August or October that you didn't see the children?
So actually, it wasn't actually until that June. Orders were signed October. She failed to sign the children up for the domestic relation office for the supervised visitation. She failed to sign them up for another 6 months.
Not true.
So it was an additional 6 months?
An additional 6 months.
Okay.
Judge, during that time where he was saying that he was trying to see the kids, he wasn't paying child support.
I don't care whether he was or whether he wasn't. I wouldn't pay child support if I had an order that said I couldn't see my children. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But it wasn't one of those keep the children type things away. It definitely wasn't. And when
Miss Williams, Miss Williams, I'm done with this case. I got it.
Devon Clarence claims his ex-fiancée, Safari Williams, owes for a false arrest, abuse, and emotional distress. Safari is countersuing for assault and defamation.
While he has many causes of action in his complaint, the only one that I find actually viable, because they did, in fact, both of them engage in domestic violence against each other on February 20th. Don't. This is not a I say, you say. This is
because I went into the apartment and he had tape. He had electrical tape on the door. He kept my door there all night.
I want you to not speak. I want you to listen.
Okay.
I'm finished with the fact finding in this case. Your daughter and Mr. Clarence had a domestic incident on February 20th. It is clear to me that your daughter got the worst of the physical bargain, but she was, in fact, the aggressor. She did, in fact, put her hands on him first. I'm not asking you a question. I'm telling you, based upon what she told me, she put her hands on him first, twice. They had a fight. It was unpleasant, and she ended up certainly more injured than he did. It was nasty.
Yes, it was.
There is not a scintilla of evidence that Mr. Clarence should have been denied seeing his children as a result of a restraining order for over a year.
He wasn't.
Just a second. Sit. Now you don't get it. Okay. Now you don't get it. I'm not listening to you. Now I'm ruling. There is not a scintilla of evidence that Mr. Clarence, who lived with these children for 4.5 years, who took care of them regularly alone, should have been denied seeing his children for over a year. And that's what happened because she asked for a restraining order that included the children. That's what happened. And that's outrageous because two adults who have children can fight with each other and they can be angry with each other and they can be vicious with each other, which they were, but they created two children. And the proof of the pudding is in the tasting because after it was all said and done, Mr. Clarence has joint custody of the children. So for a person that went from not being able to see his children then to supervise visits because that's what he asked for. And that took an additional 6 months. That is an outrageous outcome. Outrageous. Because I know that you would think it was outrageous if Mr. Clarence prevented your daughter from seeing the children for 2 days, for 1 day. I would think it was outrageous. And in this country, mothers and fathers have the same rights to children. Not they're her children or his children, they are their children. And if she feels threatened by him and had a protective order, that's okay. But then you are cooperative with regard to seeing the children, either in a supervised manner or some other manner. But asking for a restraining order that includes the children when there was never any indication that Mr. Clarence was an irresponsible parent is outrageous. I find that on the cross-complaint for assault, I find that Miss Williams was, in fact, seriously injured in her mouth as a result of this altercation. I also find that she was the provocateur because she put her hands on him first. So I'm dismissing your cross-complaint and I'm granting your complaint, Mr. Clarence, with regard to the children and the protective order which precluded you from seeing your children for that length of time. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. On that issue alone, the remainder of your complaint is dismissed. Your counterclaim is dismissed for the reasons that I've stated. We're finished here. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
This court is adjourned.
I don't believe that I was ever the aggressor. He was always the person to gaslight me, especially when he brought the kids or he always taking the kids.
I've never gaslit her. I've always told her exactly what things are, told her the truth on matters. And a lot of people just can't handle the truth on things. So if you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen then.
He saw that I didn't care anymore. He saw that I just dried up and just said, you know what, it's done. So if you want to leave, leave, please.
No, that day I had a cool head. I tried to my best to get out that situation. Made many attempts, a beeline for the door, and she just wouldn't let me leave.
I just want to be a mom. Just like you want to be a dad so bad, let me be a mom. But I could never get that from him, so.
I try to keep things cordial so the way my children can grow up in a favorable household.
What's your takeaway?
I think a big thing that I'm sure happens, you've seen it far more frequently than I have, but I'm sure it happens a lot, is mothers or fathers, but mostly mothers, who get into domestic violence situations or even assaults, even though here we decided that it was more of a mutual combat situation, but even so, they feel that they need a restraining order to protect themselves from their partner. And that's fair. You know, you feel threatened, your life, your safety, but that does not automatically transfer to children, like you said, that you share together. Because as we saw here, with very little, you know, we found out in the first 5 minutes of questioning that this was more of a mutual combat than a one-sided assault.
She just got the worst bargain.
Of course, but still not enough to keep a man from his children for over a year.
You know, it's sort of interesting. It's easier and safer for judges, for family court judges or criminal court judges, to sign off on these sweeping protective orders that cover place of work, your home, the children's school, the children. It just is easier to check all the boxes and say, we'll take care of it at trial. Well, that might be okay if everybody gets a trial in a week. In this case, it took 3 years for it to be resolved. So,
for something he probably should have had from the beginning, joint custody, you know, given that they both cared for the children together.
And certainly not deprived of any contact whatsoever for well over a year.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Case number 3035, Zackerson versus Farber. All parties, please come forward.
Sarabelle Zackerson is suing dog groomer Tracy Farber for negligence after losing her dog, Benji.
Ms. Zackerson, you're a dog lover.
Yes.
And for years you had 5 dogs or 4?
5.
What kind did you have?
I have a Maltese poodle, I have a cabin poodle, I have a poodle, Shih Tzu, and some dog I found in the street. I don't know what kind it is, but yeah.
Small dogs?
Yes, small. They don't weigh more than 15 pounds.
And for a very long time, Ms. Farber has groomed your dogs.
That's correct, just under.
How many years has she groomed your dog?
I can't exact the time, but it's going to be almost 10 years.
And you usually bring the dogs to her how often?
I never bring my dog to her house, always to their shop. She used to have a business shop they call TLC Grooming, and that's where I bring my dogs over.
When did that change?
December the 1st, I texted her, say, I'm going to bring my dogs tomorrow, 6 of my babies, to the shop. And then she said, oh, I was about to text you. I'm going to close the shop for good. And I said, oh, wow, what happened? She said, well, I had to take care of my husband. He's kind of sick with her heart failure stuff. So I don't want to be away from him. So you can bring it to my house and I can groom them. So, and I said, well, I want to send my brother over.
So you were sending 6 dogs?
6. That day I sent 6.
And you decided to have your brother bring them to the house?
That's correct.
And that was on December 2nd?
That was December the 2nd.
Okay, and how long did the dogs usually stay there? For the day?
Say to end of the day, because they're 5.
So one full day?
Yeah.
How much do you pay her for the 6 dogs?
Depend what you do, because some of them go every week, some of them once a month, some of them twice a month.
How much did she charge for each dog?
If you go once a month, 50. If you go twice, 25. Depends.
So there's less work if you maintain the grooming?
That's correct.
Got it. So on December 2nd, who brought the dogs to her house?
My brother.
Is that this
That's
man
correct.
here?
Yep.
Okay. Could you step up, please, and tell me your name?
My name is Bishop Bean, and I'm my sister's brother.
You brought the 6 dogs to the defendant's home?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me how you brought them into her house.
I brought them up to her and just gave it to her by the sliding door.
How?
Just one by one.
So you handed them to her individually, unleashed?
Yeah, by holding them on her.
And you just handed them to her?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you pull up in the car?
In the driveway.
You brought them into the door, or she came out?
I brought it to her.
Okay. Did you also pick the dogs up?
I picked 4 of them, but one was missing.
So only 5 were sent?
Yeah.
That day. When you went to pick up the dogs, you only saw 4, or did you see 1 and 1 ran away?
When I went to pick up the dog, I only realized that there were 4 and 1 was missing, and when I went to ask.
Where did you go? Did you go inside her house?
I didn't go inside the house.
Well,
I picked it up on the side of the driveway.
How?
They opened the door of the driveway. It's a big sliding door that they have that kind of open just a little bit. that they can hand me the dog.
She handed you the dogs?
Not her, but the son.
Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, stand up next to your mother. Okay, tell me your name.
Nicholas?
Nicholas, when the plaintiff's brother came to pick up the dogs,
Yes, ma'am.
how many dogs did you give him?
I gave him 4 and asked my coworker to bring out the other one.
You help your mother with grooming?
Not with grooming, but in the mornings I go to a park, pick up dogs that we had scheduled, and then bring them back. Later in the evening, I take them back to the park.
Okay, so you asked a coworker to go get the 5th dog, which was where? In a cage?
And that's what we believed, yes.
What do you mean that's what you believe?
Sarah Bell Zachrinson claims dog groomer Tracy Farber lost her dog Benji while in her care. Tracy is countersuing for the cost of draining her pool.
Okay, so you only turned over 4 dogs
Yes, ma'am.
to the plaintiff,
Yes, ma'am.
plaintiff's brother, and you don't know what happened to the 5th dog,
No, ma'am.
personally,
Personally, no.
and you never saw the 5th dog on the 2nd.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know what happened to the 5th dog?
Yes, ma'am. The 5th dog was released to him. He had dogs in the vehicle and came back to ask me.
Just a second. Were you there?
Well, I was in the salon after the dogs had already been given to him.
Your son only gave him 4 dogs.
But he was not the only one involved in giving the dogs back.
Then you should have brought that person because you weren't there. You should have brought that person because you weren't there.
Should have.
Well, your son says he only turned over 4 dogs. He asked his colleague to bring out the other one. The other one wasn't there. Am I getting that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, so just don't talk to him. He's talking to me. You can have a seat now. Okay. So, Ms. Farber, bottom line is, you can sit down now.
Thank you.
The plaintiff's brother, at her direction, brought you 5 dogs. Only 4 were returned to her, so 1 was missing in action on your watch. 1 dog. That's clear. Now, she's suing for the negligence. She doesn't know what happened to that dog. You have a counterclaim that's sort of ridiculous.
Well, I have proof that she says that she lost her dog there.
Just a second.
He misunderstood.
Just a second.
And when he counted, he said that Benji ran out with them. But he said that Benji runs away all the time.
Let me explain something. Let me explain something to you. Your witness that you brought with you today said he only turned over 4 dogs to the plaintiff's agent.
But he wasn't the only one that turned over dogs, and then he leaves that situation to go deal with another situation.
Deal with me, and I've said to you, then you didn't bring the second witness because you weren't there. You didn't bring the second witness to say, I did in fact turn over the dog to him. Did she? Just a second. Did you on December 2nd ever see that dog?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so you're responsible for that dog. Now, the dog was how old?
14 years old.
And what was the breed of that dog?
Maltese Poodle.
When you found out that that dog was missing, I gather you all went back and tried to find it.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
That you all went back to try to find it, and you couldn't locate on your property. How much property do you have, by the way? How many acres property do you have?
It's about 1.5 acres. Do you want to see pictures? It's all...
No. I don't have to see
double
pictures. The
fence.
dog was missing. That's your problem. That's your problem. The dog was missing under your watch. So there's a question of damages because she's entitled to a certain amount of damage for the loss of her dog. Unfortunately, we talk about replacement value. You know, how much is a multi-poo to replace? I don't know. Could you look up, Sarah, the cost? Give me a general price of the cost of a multi-poo. They're cute.
Just on an initial search, so it looks like $2,000 to $3,000 when purchased from a breeder, but can go up to $4,000 for certain colors and reputation.
Okay, so we talk about replacement value. Replacement value is about $2,000. The dog was 14 years old. I'm not even factoring this in. You had that dog for 14 years?
Yes.
Okay, you're entitled to that. This is what your counterclaim is. Your counterclaim is ridiculous, and I'm dismissing it. You say that you were forced to drain the pool because they thought that maybe the dog fell into the pool, and it cost you $2,800 to drain the pool. I don't care. I don't care if you have to drain your whole house. Your counterclaim's dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. We're finished. Thank you very much.
This court is adjourned.
Well, I mean, I'm happy for Sarah Bell. You know that she feels like her grief was compensated.
When she lost my dog, she never told me.
You know, he was a known runaway and didn't have any identification and wasn't chipped.
You lose my dog. It's belonged like my son, you know, my kid. For 14 years old, it's meant a lot to me.
I wish that we would I've always wished we'd find him.
I miss Benji a lot.
So I have a little issue with the concept, legally overarching, of the replacement value of things, dogs, even loved ones sometimes in wrongful death suits, because it doesn't get to the heart of what you actually lost. So yes, on a brief Google search, I could find a Maltipoo puppy for, say, $2,500, but does that really make up for the 14 years that the plaintiff had with her original dog that the defendant lost in her care? I felt inclined, like I wanted to give her more for that pain and suffering of loss, but that's not what the law gives us as a remedy.
First, she didn't sue for that, but as a dog lover, I can tell you how excruciatingly painful it would be for me to bring Joey to a groomer and come back and they say, I'm sorry, we don't have her. I remember taking a dog many years ago to a groomer, and when I brought her back, she had a cut underneath on her belly. I wanted to go and commit a murder because the groomer hadn't told me about it, but for the fact that I saw drops of blood on my carpet, I wouldn't have seen it. So, you know, as a dog lover, and clearly this plaintiff was a dog lover because she methodically had them all groomed.
She was talking about twice a month on occasion.
Twice a month, sometimes once a week. She clearly loved her animals and was careful with them. If she had this dog for 14 years, that's a pretty full lifespan for a dog. But very traumatic. You bring 5 babies in and you only get 4 back. I'm sure it wasn't purposeful on the defendant's part because she had been a great groomer and the plaintiff liked her. But she's responsible for the replacement.
I agree.
Case number 3031, Brandenburg McLaughlin versus Irwin Jr. All parties, please step forward.
Christopher Brandenburg and Victoria McLaughlin are suing their motorcycle buyer, Carter Irwin Jr., for stealing a 2001 Harley-Davidson Heritage.
Mr. Brandenburg, you're suing the defendant for $10,000. I've read your complaint half a dozen times. I still couldn't figure it out. Mr. Irwin, you're counterclaiming for $10,000. I read your answer 1,000 times. I can't figure out what you're suing each other for. The only thing I can manage to put together, this has something to do with motorcycles.
Correct.
And it has something to do with a French bulldog and something called shatter, which I have no idea which it was, except that you wrote in your answer that he took your $7,000 worth of shatter, which is a marijuana extract. Okay, so I'm going to give you each 5 minutes to make your best case so that I understand what your case is about, because it wasn't clear. Go.
Okay, myself and Carter made a deal on a motorcycle. So we made a deal and he never followed through on...
Okay, so he never followed through on the deal. Do you have that deal in writing?
No, it was all verbal.
And how much was the deal for?
$9,000 for the Harley-Davidson shovel head.
And then what happened?
So I live in Sunnyside, Washington. He lives in Salem, Oregon. So we had traveled back to my place, and he seen the bike, and he decided he liked it and wanted it. So he had no transportation back to his place. So he borrowed my wife's van to travel back. So we had a verbal agreement on that.
Just a second, did he take the bike?
No, he did not take the bike.
Did he ever take the bike?
No, I delivered the bike.
Does he still have possession of the bike?
No.
Where is it now?
It is at my place.
So you have it back?
Yes, I retrieved it.
Okay, next.
When he returned the van a few days later, November 4th, and he had no transportation back, so I let him borrow my 2001 Harley-Davidson Heritage.
Okay, so you have the first bike back, but you don't have the 2001.
Correct. When I went down, I apologize.
Christopher Brandenburg and Victoria McLaughlin claimed their motorcycle buyer, Carter Irwin Jr., stole their Harley-Davidson Heritage. Carter is countersuing, claiming Christopher stole his marijuana and a French bulldog.
Do you have, or did you have, possession of his 2001 Harley?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Do you still have it? No, look, don't look down. Do you still have it?
No, I don't.
Where is it?
It's at a guy's house that I know. It was sold, basically, because I didn't have the paperwork on it like I was supposed to receive. I paid for these motorcycles.
Just a second. You paid the $9,000 for the first one?
I paid in product, Your Honor, with shatter.
You paid in product?
Yeah, with the concentrated marijuana shatter.
No. Show me. Show me an agreement between the two of you.
It was all verbal, Your Honor.
Show me the agreement between, okay.
It was all verbal.
Fine. Unless I have it in writing, I don't care. Do you have anything in writing to show me that you paid for this motorcycle?
Here's some of the evidence of the jars of shatter that were taken from my house.
No, I don't care about that.
Okay.
I don't care about pictures of it.
Also, I have pictures of him dropping the shovel head off in my house.
Second, would you put them out, please? Please. I don't listen to muttering. Goodbye. Is what you're telling me that you paid for this 2001 Harley, which you have, with a marijuana derivative?
Along with $1,500 cash, Your Honor, yes.
So I want you to show me where you get the $1,500 in cash from.
Well, see, we didn't do receipts. We didn't do a written contract. We didn't have any.
I didn't ask you that. I want you to show me where you got $1,500 in cash from. You have a bank account. You withdrew $1,500 from the bank account. That's all I want to say.
I don't have that with me, Your Honor.
Well, this is the dance, sir. There's not an encore to this dance. There's only one dance.
Text message saying that he was going to pay us $9,000. He was going to transfer it.
May I see it, please?
Sure may.
Okay, easy.
This bottom one right here.
Easy. Yeah, November 2nd, you told him that you were going to transfer $9,000.
Yes, and then that's when I went to Sunnyside and I took shatter with me because I didn't have the money at that time to cover it. So
don't be ridiculous. I don't believe a word you're saying to me.
Okay.
All right. Now we're going to talk about the dog. Tell me about the dog. It was an 8.5-month-old, according to what I read, French bulldog.
I'm the one that dealt with the dog stuff. Can I step over?
Who owns the dog?
I do. I have
fine. Then you
paperwork from.
Just a second.
Yeah. Let her.
Transfer over there. Tell me what happened on the 28th of October with this dog.
Carter expressed that he would like a French bulldog
Who's
or a
Carter?
mix. Carter. And so we discussed him being a guardian home. A guardian home is where they keep the dog, they feed it, water it, take care of it. It stays in their home, and then when I'm going to breed it, I get to breed the dog. And then after one breeding, then they own the dog free and clear. So that's what we had agreed on, is that he's supposed to feed and water the dog, the food that has to be of a certain quality. It has to have a backyard. It has to be fenced. They have to own their own home, yada, yada. Anyway, we found out from Carter's sister that he does not own his home, that there is not a fenced yard, and he...
You took the dog back?
We took the dog back.
Just a second. Is it correct, Mr. Irwin, because there's a dispute about you have the dog now?
I have placed the dog in a different home, but yes, I had the dog.
Probably better off without both of you. They have the dog back. For all intents and purposes, whatever she did with this poor creature that is clearly just being used for money, you had possession of for a while, and you had an agreement that you could keep the dog after one litter?
Yeah. I have a full fenced-in backyard.
Just a second. I don't care.
Oh, sorry.
Just answer my question.
Yes.
That was your agreement.
Yep.
Yeah. And when they came to get the motorcycle back, they took the dog back with them?
Yeah.
You have a counterclaim. You want the dog.
Yeah.
You can't have it. The dog is gone now. It's some other poor home because none of you really have this dog's best interest at heart. As a pet, you're using it to make money. That's it. Okay, so this is my ruling in this very complicated case. They're going to get their motorcycle back. They're going to get that because you're going to tell me in a neutral location and a time and a date when and where they should pick it up. Tell me now.
Let's say the 15th.
15th of this month?
Yeah.
15th. Where should they pick it up?
Anywhere. Anywhere in Salem.
The police station?
Police station.
Yeah,
Great. What time of day?
Say by noontime.
Noon. High noon. High noon on the 15th. Motorcycle transfer. The puppy is in another home. This case is over. Goodbye.
This court is adjourned.
I thought she was firm but fair. I mean, everything he said was fabricated.
Well, I don't agree with it, but it is what it is, and I'll make it right.
That the girlfriend handed the dog over. He never owned the dog. He was supposed to be being a guardian home for it.
Well, they didn't give me an opportunity to. They just came to my house, physically took the dog out of my old lady's hands.
And he wasn't treating the dog how we felt was appropriate.
There isn't a friendship.
Oh, it's done and over. I would suggest that nobody do business with that guy or even, associate with him.
You know I don't care about motorcycles. They'll each get their motorcycles back, and I really don't care. And I certainly don't care about shatter, although I'm glad I learned what the term meant, because you like, at my age, to learn a new thing every day. It keeps you...
Learn something new every day.
What I am so sad about is, every decade or so, there's a popular dog, that everybody's got to have. It's the dog. And then people started to breed them as hobby sports. And they don't know anything about breeding.
Yeah.
As an animal person, that these little creatures won't have a chance to have any sort of a pleasant, normal life because they're going to be used for breeding and then discarded. It actually outrages me.
Wedding planner Tara Gordon is suing her former clients, Beatrice Jackson and Nicholas Smith, for the balance of a wedding contract.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Case number 2030, Gordon versus Jackson Smith.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Gordon, you're a wedding planner.
Yes.
You called her to plan a wedding that you were having in Las Vegas.
Yes.
It's your husband?
Yes.
The wedding was scheduled for what date?
April 30th of 22.
Your lawsuit against the defendants is for the balance of a fee that you say is due and owing to you. Ms. Jackson and Mr. Smith are counterclaiming for a whole bunch of things. They said that not only didn't they get everything that they paid for, that you selected the venue, and they were ejected from the venue because they weren't allowed to have a wedding there or serve liquor. So what was your fee that you quoted the defendants, and how much of that fee did they pay?
My fee for planning the wedding was $4,000.
And that $4,000, was that fee reduced to a contract?
Yes, it was.
I'd like to see it.
Okay.
Ms. Jackson, this is your first wedding?
Yes.
And yours?
Yes.
Okay, your total fee was $4,000 and a deposit of $2,000. Did they give you a deposit?
Yes.
Okay, so they signed an agreement to pay you $4,000. How much did they pay you in total?
In total, for our planning fee, they paid...
No, in total, how much did they pay your company?
$2,000.
$2,000.
Correct. So how our company is set up is we're set up as an affordable payment plan for a wedding. So we set up our clients on a payment plan. So they also pay the expenses of all of their wedding through us.
So you have to send them an invoice for what it was that you spent for the vendors.
Correct.
Okay.
And then also the default of that contract states that if they miss payments, they have breached the contract.
That's why we're here. Each of you is accusing the other of breaching this agreement. You say that they didn't finish paying you what they owed you, and they say you didn't furnish the services to them that they signed up for the wedding. They gave you $2,000, and the wedding was supposed to be held where?
The banquet hall.
Did you send them a deposit?
No, because at that time she had not paid enough money.
Just a second. The answer is no. You had not sent them a deposit.
No.
Had they sent you the deposit of $2,000?
They sent me the deposit for our planning fee, yes.
I'm talking about for your planning fee, $2,000.
Yes.
And how much was the deposit for?
50% of $16,000, which was $8,000.
And where is the invoice for that you sent them?
I don't have that invoice because she was not able to secure the venue.
I read it. And from what I read in your complaint, the original venue that you secured, according to you, was rendered unavailable because of a broken pipe.
That was the second venue. We went through 3 venues. The first venue, she lost that venue because she could not keep up with the payments and did not submit money for a deposit. The second venue was the R&R Event Center. That venue she lost because a pipe broke in the venue.
Okay, just a second. R&R
Event Center.
And when was that taken?
That was booked on March 11, 2022. And I do have the invoice for that.
And how much was it?
$2,250.
Okay, that's much better than $8,000. Okay. Did she put in a deposit?
Deposit was made from the monthly payments that she makes towards her wedding.
Show me invoices that you sent her every month.
Yes, I have that.
Well, I'd like to see them.
This is the statement of the account. It lists all the invoices that she was sent on a monthly basis.
So she paid you the $20,000 that was invoiced.
Her wedding cost a total of $23,600.
No, that's not what I said. Opening balance was $0. Invoice $20,451.57. Paid $19,356.57. That's what this says. Uncross your arms.
Correct. No, that's
okay.
That's
so
correct.
She paid for everything. Now.
No, she didn't pay for everything because, as I just stated, her wedding cost a total of $23,651.
Let's go back to, because I see that we're not getting anywhere. Before her wedding, before anything happened, before she said, I do, and before he says, I take you, she paid practically $20,000, which was your original estimate and her budget for the wedding. There's a second. That's either a yes or a no. Before the wedding, your original budget that you were given by the defendant, I read the papers, was $20,000.
So, and
that's either a yes, I read the papers, or a no.
Yes, that is the budget she stated she would like to stay around. But however, in planning a wedding, you cannot give an exact of how it's going to cost.
I didn't say that. I didn't, Madam, pay careful attention to me. I've made 16 weddings. I've had 16 event planners. I know exactly how it works, and I know exactly that you can't always predict to the $100 or $50 or sometimes $500 how much more the wedding is going to cost. It never costs less. That's not what I said to you. I said by the time the wedding took place, she had paid the vast majority of the original amount that she said she wanted to spend for the wedding. And that is accurate. She said she wanted to spend $20,000. She gave you over $19,000. Did that include your fee?
No, it didn't.
Just a second. So the answer is no. That's what she wanted to spend exclusive of your fee.
Correct.
Now, of your fee, she gave you an initial deposit, or they did, of $2,000.
So
that's either a yes or a no. She gave you $2,000. Did she ever pay you the other $2,000 for the fee? And the rest of the expenses that you want are the additional expenses over and above the $20,000 that, stop shaking your head, over and above what she originally said she wanted to spend.
Correct.
Now, I'm going to get to what happened just about a week before the wedding.
Okay.
You had booked a place. She had paid for the place, $2,250.
Yes.
And that was at R&R. According to you, something happened at R&R. Stop shaking your head. It's annoying. Something happened at R&R. What happened at R&R and when?
Correct. The wedding was scheduled to happen on April 30th.
Tell me what happened at R&R.
I was informed by Rico, the owner, sitting on that side, that a pipe had busted and the venue would no longer be available for usage on her wedding date.
And on what date was that?
It was around the week before her wedding, or 2 weeks before her wedding, sorry.
Date?
I don't have the exact date.
You own, manage, or what, this R&R?
I'm the owner of R&R Event Center.
Okay, tell me your last name, sir.
Cox, C-O-X.
Do you remember having a conversation with the plaintiff about the venue?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember when it was?
March 25th of 2022.
Can you tell me what you said to her and what she said to you?
We had a conversation. I'm like, hey, problem with my venue. I had a pipe that busted. I won't be able to host her wedding. Well, the reception, I should say. So I informed her I can put her in contact with other venues that I may know, or I could send her back the deposit. She asked for the deposit back. I sent the deposit back.
probably within the hour.
How much was the deposit? $2,250?
No, ma'am.
How much was it?
$1,125, which was half.
So 50%?
Yes, ma'am.
So you sent her back the deposit?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you receive the deposit, Miss Gordon?
Yes, I did.
The wedding wasn't until April 30th. So you had plenty of time. Well, not plenty of time. You had time to look for a new venue, or else they were going to have to change the date.
Correct, and they found
Just
it.
Shh. What venue, you can sit down, Mr. Cox, thank you very much. What venue did you select? And had you ever used them before?
No, I had not. I never worked with a challenge budget like this for a venue.
If you don't like the budget, don't take the gig.
Yeah, I won't.
And that's where the reception was held. But that venue was not allowed to have this kind of party.
I was not aware of that until the day of the wedding.
That's your problem. That's not their problem. They hired you as an event planner.
They did, and they got a wedding. The wedding went the entire time. The wedding was not closed until after the wedding had already ended. So they used the venue regardless.
Okay. Miss Gordon, it's your job as the event planner, which is what I don't understand you being here. It's your job as the event planner. They don't live in Las Vegas. That's your job to ensure that the place that you select is a venue that's capable of performing the duties that you outlined in your contract, which means they serve food, they're allowed to serve liquor, they're allowed to dance, they're allowed to host an event of how many people?
It was supposed to be 120, but all of my guests didn't get their invitation. So.
Okay, so over 100 people.
Your Honor, it wasn't that they were not allowed to have the wedding there. They were allowed to have the wedding there. What they were not allowed to do was the business was not allowed to operate after a certain time, and that is what the business owner produced to us.
Just a second. You want to show me a contract that she signed with that business owner? Miss Gordon?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I would like to see the contract that you signed with this business owner. Sarah, just for my own information, would you look up this venue, please? Tell me what you find.
Sure.
Miss Gordon, this space was a little less money than the previous space that you had selected.
Correct.
$500, $700?
Yes, and that's because they were not providing all of the things that the original event place was providing.
Was this event space that you booked at the end of the evening, I don't want to use the word raided, closed by the police? That's either a yes. Did the police arrive at this venue?
Yes, they did.
Okay. And what time did the police arrive at the venue?
They arrived at 9:30.
Is there a police report that anyone has?
No.
And how many parties have you done where police arrived at the end of an evening or during the course of an evening in the 2 years that you've been in Las Vegas?
Never.
And the police arrived at this wedding not because anybody was creating a disturbance, there weren't shots fired.
Well, no, that is why.
Wedding planner Tara Gordon claims her former clients, Beatrice Jackson and Nicholas Smith, owe for the balance of their wedding. Beatrice and Nicholas are countersuing for breach of contract.
Okay, police arrived at this wedding not because anybody was creating a disturbance, there weren't shots fired.
Well, no, that is why. They initially had a report because...
Well, I don't know that. If you can show it to me,
I don't have the
I'd be more than happy to look at it. The police showed up.
May I bring my witness up, please?
For what reason?
Because she can attest to the altercation that took place prior, which is why we were even brought up on the radar, because the other businesses in the vicinity of where the business takes place had complained. There was a lot of altercation back and forth outside of the event because she refused to sign the agreed upon payment plan to continue payments after the wedding.
You understand that I'm not particularly sympathetic.
I'm not.
I'm letting you know I'm not particularly sympathetic for the following reason. Somebody plans a wedding and has a budget of $20,000 plus your fee. So that's, say, $25,000 that they either put together or are saving up for a wedding, first for each. A week before the wedding, something happens with the venue where the wedding could not be held at the venue of their choice. They're relying on an out-of-state wedding planner, that's you, to find a legitimate venue that is licensed to have an event. When they get to Las Vegas on the date of the wedding, you present them with a new contract.
No, that is not true. When did you have it incorrect?
Just a second. When did you give them? Because you said that the problem which caused the police to come. Just a second. I don't understand.
Before I selected the very last venue, she was on FaceTime with me, looking at the venue with me, because I informed her I've never worked with this venue. I don't know anything about the venue. I told her that the best thing for her is to postpone her wedding. She was already behind in payments. This is her third venue.
Just a second, she paid you almost the entire $20,000.
She paid it in March. In March.
Doesn't matter. She paid you almost the entire
30 days before her wedding. That's what you're not hearing.
I'm not looking at you. Before her wedding, she paid you almost the entire amount of the $20,000 that she originally gave you as a budget before the wedding.
If you look at the contract, it says that you're going to make monthly payments so that we can adequately plan your wedding. You booked me back in 2021, almost a year before your wedding. The wedding was to be planned over the course of that year. The initial venue that I have worked with, that I know is reputable, she ended up not paying the deposit on time, so they had to move forward with another date. After that, I didn't get any payments from her until March when she got her tax return. And then at that time, I was forced with less than 60 days to try to find another venue, in which I did, which was our event space. And then a pipe busted in that event space. And then I was forced to find another venue for her. I told her back in January, the top of the year, you need to postpone your wedding. Before invitations went out, before of all of that, when she was having troubles with her payment plan, I advised her as a professional, I think you should postpone your wedding date.
You may talk a lot, but the bottom line is you're the expert. Uncross your arms. You're the expert. You're trying to talk over me? You're trying to talk over me?
No, I'm not.
Good. So you're the expert. She's out of town. The reason that she selects a wedding planner in Las Vegas is because you're supposed to know whether or not the venue that you recommend is able to take care of the party you book. You may say to her, I don't uncross. You may say to her, I don't know anything about the venue, but that's your job. You're supposed to know about the venue.
When I told her in the first place that she needed to postpone her wedding, that was my professional advice.
No, that's not what she hired you for, to tell you to postpone her wedding. She hired you to plan her wedding, not to give her advice whether or not. You're trying to talk over me. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. You have to understand there are certain things that you did. Okay. You got out the invitations. That's a great thing. I assume you got a DJ. That's great. All of those things. The wedding itself, to me, was problematic. If my wedding ended with the police coming to the venue, and it turned out that the venue was one where you weren't allowed to have that kind of an event, I would be annoyed at the wedding.
They were allowed to have a wedding.
No, they weren't. The police officer.
The contract clearly states that.
I don't care what it states.
That's not what the police officer said.
And you know, because you have a police.
I don't care what it states. I don't care what it states. You started to tell me before that the reason the police came there is because there was an altercation about you giving her another contract on that date, and there were words outside, and people were complaining, other people who were in the air.
That's not what I said.
What did you say?
The night before her wedding, I explained to her.
I want to know what's happened on the date of the wedding. Just a second.
Can you let me finish so I can articulate?
I want you to go because I have a limited amount of time and I'm getting very old. I thought what you said to me, and you're going to read this back, is that the reason the police were drawn to the venue is because of the arguments outside.
Correct.
Let's read that back.
That's what I just said.
That was on the date of the wedding.
Correct.
You got married, and you're happy, and you had people at the wedding.
She got a free wedding.
And you
$20,000.
You're almost done. Do you understand? You're almost finished. Go ahead.
We were brought up on the radar because the other businesses in the vicinity where the event took place had complained. There was a lot of altercation back and forth outside of the event because she didn't agree to sign the payment plan.
Okay, so the reason that you said, let's go back, that the police came to the venue and then shut it down because it wasn't allowed to be used for what it was used for was because there were altercations about this second contract.
No, that's not the contract we were having an altercation about. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Oh, just a second. On the day of the wedding, Miss Gordon, did you present her with a new contract to sign? That's either a yes or a no.
Yes, I did, but not for the venue. It's not for the venue. I didn't say it was for the venue.
Yes. on the day of her wedding, did you present her with a new contract? The answer is yes.
Yes.
You said you had discussed that with her the night before?
Correct.
And uncross.
Oh, sorry.
And the night before, did she agree to sign?
Yes, she
Just
did.
a second. A new contract?
Yes, she did.
Okay. And the new contract provided for what?
The new contract that she was supposed to sign
provided for what?
Provided for the remainder balance of the $23,681 that her wedding actually cost. Because she had only paid $19,000. You have the sheet, so I don't have the exact number.
$19,356.57.
Correct. So since she had only paid that amount and the total expenses for her wedding were $23,681. So the night before, she agreed to make a payment plan with me to extend her payments beyond her wedding date to pay off this remaining balance.
And is that what she agreed to on the phone? Is that what you're saying to me?
Correct.
She agreed with you on... She agreed on the phone to pay you the additional $3,500 or $4,000, and she agreed to pay it over time.
Correct.
And that was Friday night.
Correct.
And then she got to the wedding.
Correct.
And at what point did you present her with the new contract? At what point in the event?
Upon her arrival to the reception venue.
Now, what happened when you got to the reception venue? You'd already gotten through the ceremony, so you're already married. What time did you get to reception?
So the reception was supposed to start at 5. It was supposed to start at 5, but when we got there, she wasn't even done decorating. All of my family stayed outside for another hour, including my grandmother, my grandpa. We waited in cars. Okay.
I said it was supposed to start at 5.
At 5.
This venue that I have here someplace, you have it?
I think it was supposed to start at 5:30 and end at 10:30 per the contract.
Okay. Thank you. Was it supposed to start at 5:30?
Yes.
What happened at 5:30, Ms. Gordon?
I presented her with the contract, and then she refused to sign it. Her guests were waiting outside because she was refusing to sign it. When she refused to sign it, because our agreement was she was going to sign the agreement before we started the reception. When she said that she did not want to start the reception, I responded and I said, we will pack all of this up and my staff and I will leave because now we're not being paid for our services.
What time did the police arrive?
Wedding planner Tara Gordon has accused her former clients, Beatrice Jackson and Nicholas Smith, of refusing to pay the remaining wedding balance. Beatrice and Nicholas claim Tara booked an illegal venue for their reception.
So, what time did the police arrive?
The police arrived at 9:30.
And did the police tell everyone to leave?
Yes, they did.
And told everyone that they had to leave?
They arrived and they told me that everyone had to leave.
Whether they told you or whether they told them.
Yes.
They said the place had to be clear.
Correct.
And that was an hour before the termination of the event.
So at the end, the event was...
The event was supposed to end at 10:30. Police arrived at 9:30. That's according to you. That's an hour short of the event time she was supposed to have at the venue.
No, the event was supposed to end at 9:30. This is her timeline of events that was supposed to take place.
This is the contract.
That's the time that I have the venue too. I have to clean up. The agreed upon timeline is here. The wedding was supposed to end at 9:30, giving me an hour to clean up.
I'll take a look at what you have. I'm just telling you that this is the signed contract.
That's signed between me and the venue because they were giving me an extra hour to clean up.
That doesn't say that in here.
Because I booked it for a timeline. I booked it from 5:30 to 10:30. I outline everything that takes place. It ended at the last song of the night was at 9:30. And she went through the last song. We made it through the last song of the night on time.
Could I take a look at that?
I just can't wait till it's my turn.
Well, the last song of the night was supposed to start at 9:30.
Yes, and it started earlier because we made it through and she was done dancing. And by the time the police came, it was just mingling and dancing going on. So she had made it through her entire wedding reception is what I'm trying to state.
Yes, Mr. Cox.
Please.
Hey, Your Honor, I'm back. That's not true. The police actually came at 9 o'clock and...
Were you there?
I was the DJ.
You were the DJ?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
That didn't get paid.
Don't.
Oh, he got
Don't.
paid. He got paid.
Speak. So the police arrived at 9 o'clock.
That's correct.
And what happened when they arrived, Mr. Cox?
So
by the way, did you know them before the wedding?
No, ma'am.
Did you know her before the wedding?
Just conversation that we had via Facebook or telephone.
No, he did not know me
So no.
prior to the
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. She booked your services.
Yes, ma'am.
And how much were your services for the night?
My DJing services were $500.
Were you paid?
No, ma'am.
What happened when the police arrived?
The police came, asked everyone to leave.
Do you know anything about this venue space where the wedding took place?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about it.
It's a storefront.
So are a lot of venues in Las Vegas.
Your case is dismissed. Do you understand? This is not a free-for-all. As far as I'm concerned, you got almost exactly what her budget called for. And I have one vendor that wasn't paid.
Because she didn't pay. It's clear.
Well, how do I know that you paid the other vendors? At least I know one vendor that you didn't pay. And she paid almost $20,000.
They got paid because, okay.
I have two things. I have one vendor that's here that wasn't paid. You were paid almost $20,000. The balance, part of it, is for your fee. Part of it is
my
for...
fee was not...
Are you saying that part of this money that you're suing for, this $4,000, was not part of your fee?
The $4,000 that I'm suing for is part of my fee.
Of course, that's what I said. So part of that money was for your fee, and part of it was for vendors. I have one vendor here who says he wasn't paid.
Well, I have receipts from other vendors if you like to see.
No, I know you had a lot of vendors, but you didn't pay him. He's the only
I didn't pay him
body.
because she didn't pay me. It's clear. She didn't pay me enough money to pay her venue. I have here proof of how much every item in her wedding cost, which exceeded the $19,000 that she paid. Clearly, she owes more money. That's the facts of the matter. She owes more money to
She's
what her wedding cost.
She's countersuing you for ruining her wedding because you booked it at a venue that wasn't allowed to have a wedding. She's got a counterclaim for far more than your claim. Bottom line is, she picked a wedding planner, she picked a venue, she tacitly approved this change of venue. Both of you had to at the last minute, but you did that relying on the wedding planner to find a venue that was capable to hold the event. And it wasn't. It wasn't. That's your job. Your job is to find an appropriate place so that the police don't raid a wedding a half hour before it's over. That's not the way a wedding is supposed to end. So what I want you to tell me is you're suing her for $4,300. How much of that $4,300 is your fee?
$2,000.
And you didn't pay him?
No.
So that's 24 minus 500. You didn't pay him because you have to pay him.
I paid him.
Part of
He's
it
already
was to pay him.
I'm deducting it.
Okay.
I'm not paying you for your fee.
Okay.
You booked the wrong space for your fee. So far, I have $1,825. Other than the DJ, who else didn't you pay? I'm very clear.
Can I?
Other than the DJ, he's going to tell me, the DJ is going to tell me, other than the DJ, who else didn't you pay? Mr. Cox, could you stand up, please? You seem to want to tell me something, and since you didn't know either one of these parties, I'm going to let you tell me. Do you know any other vendor other than you who wasn't paid?
The bartender also was not paid.
Bartender.
That's correct.
Which is his wife.
That's correct.
I don't care if it was his wife or not, it was the bartender.
Right, but what I'm saying was the bar was included.
How much were you supposed to pay the bartender?
The bar and the bartender came with him. He offered to do the bar and to DJ because his pipe busted. So what I'm saying is, he said, I'll bring my bar and I'll do a cash bar, meaning
that's because a bar you can't have for $500. So we'll do a cash bar.
Correct.
Did you do a cash bar?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay. So you made some money off the cash bar?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, of course. Got it. Now you can sit. So what you paid him was $500 for both.
And $150 for the bar.
$650 total.
That's what he charged them outside of the wedding.
This is a very easy case for me. You were paid almost $20,000.
I wasn't paid anything. I was paid $2,000.
And I would feel doubly furious if on the day of my wedding, as a new bride of an hour, the event planner said to me, you can't go in unless you sign this contract modifying our first contract.
The contract was not to modify.
Your case is dismissed. We're done.
Okay.
This court is adjourned.
So your counterclaim.
There are some things that I realized that, I could have done better.
Basically, 10 days before the wedding, add additional $4,000 on top of $20,000.
That never happened.
It was just her way of just trying to come up on more money, in my opinion.
At the end of the day, she had got her wedding.
I'm actually sometimes surprised at professionals like this woman, who is an event planner, has a reputation. She was almost fully compensated for this event. And the wedding was, if it were my wedding, I would say, you know, it's ruined by having a police shut it down. We had a wedding a month ago. What would you think if the police?
You would not be happy if you paid any amount of money to a professional and had that happen. I really thought it was outrageous.
The whole thing was just tacky, waiting outside the venue, and she got there from the ceremony, and before she could go in, she had to sign the contract. That's really not what you do as a professional.
Bad business.
Bad business.
His ex-girlfriend, Jennifer Hancock, and her ex-boyfriend, Derek Jones, for personal property.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case number 2063, Martin versus Hancock Jones.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Martin, how old are you, sir?
I'm 46.
Who is this with you?
This is my girlfriend, Kimberly.
Case is not unusual, but sad. Mr. Martin, you had a long history of drug addiction.
I did.
From when to when?
From 2002 until December 1st, 2020. I've been clean for 2 years on the 1st of December.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Did you manage to get clean by going into a residential facility?
I did, yes.
How long were you in a residential facility?
I was in 23 days in an inpatient facility, and I was just over a month in an outpatient facility.
Are you currently working?
I am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a production manager for a soap and bath bomb company.
How long have you been working for them?
A year yesterday.
Are you in touch with your folks?
I am.
Back in their good graces?
Yes, ma'am.
There was a time when that wasn't true.
Correct.
This is what I gather this case is about. Miss Hancock was your girlfriend.
Yes.
For how long?
We dated from November 2019 until April 2020. We separated for a few months and got back together in July 2020 and separated again in September 2020, so 7 months.
And it would be a fair statement, sir, that the reasons that you separated on both instances is because you relapsed into using drugs.
Yes.
And it would also be a fair statement that the first time you left the house at the defendant's request, you were unsuccessful permanently from ridding yourself of addiction, but you thought you were okay and you asked her to take you back.
Yes.
And she did.
Yes.
And you would have to acknowledge to me that made her a forgiving person.
Very.
And someone who cared about you.
Yes.
I say all that to you because it's not my job today to exacerbate what appears to be a strained situation, which I assume from your papers has resulted in a final protective order in favor of Miss Hancock, keeping you away from her for how many years?
Permanently.
Forever.
Yes.
And that was after a criminal case was resolved, and that was a criminal stalking case.
Yes.
That was resolved, and it was resolved in her favor probably, and I don't know this for certain, probably with a plea from you.
Yes.
And when you enter a plea, the judge always asks you, you understand your right to have a trial, you have a right to examine witnesses, you have a right to call witnesses, and by making this admission, it is the
हेलो दोस्तों, वेलकम बैक टू माय न्यू वीडियो। तो कैसे हैं आप सब? आई होप आप मस्त होंगे एंड स्वस्थ होंगे। तो दोस्तों आज का वीडियो हम फ्री फायर खेल रहे हैं, जिसका ये मैच CS होने वाला है। एंड इस मैच में दोस्तों हम लोग गेम खेल रहे हैं, जो कि हमारा गेम प्ले आप देख ही सकते हो। एंड इस गेम प्ले में दोस्तों आपको बहुत कुछ देखने को मिलने वाले हैं, जिससे आपकी भी खुशी होगी। और ये मेरा सेकेंड आईडी है, तो मैं इसको लाइक मार देता हूँ फटाक से। एंड यहाँ पे इसकी गेम प्ले वगैरह मैं थोड़ी देख लेता हूँ क्या स्थिति है। स्थिति के साथ तीती को देखना पड़ता है। तो दोस्तों आप लोग इसको ध्यान से देखें एंड हमारा गेम प्ले कैसा लगा वो कमेंट करके मुझे ज़रूर बताएं। इसलिए दोस्तों कि इसमें आपको देखिए थोड़ा सा बेनिफिट होगा। क्या बेनिफिट होगा भैया, वो भी मैं बता दूं। तो तो देखते रहिए, मज़ा आएगा हमारे गेम प्ले में। तो जय श्री राम, राधे राधे। ओसी मूविंग रिपोर्ट बीट ऑडियो मूविंग प्रोसेक्ट और DI रिपीट बीट, ऑडियो स्पीडिंग, मूविंग रिपीट टेक्स्ट और मल्टी जूम मूवी एंड रिपोर्ट टेक्स्ट। ओके, सेंटर जूम रिप्लेस लेकिन रे कलैया तोरी कलैया हमरी कलैया। बाबू भैया AWM काहे के चला रहल बाड़ा? हमरा तो लागत नहीं है कि तू मारे परबा बंदा लोग के, काहे कि तोहरा स्थिति देखते हुए सुत गइल बाड़ा। तो सुत के भाई कुछ कर तो नहीं खा सकत, यही से छोड़ दी। कलैया डर लागे सैया, छोड़ दी कलैया डर लागे सैया। अब देखते हैं तनी हम अपना भाई के। अरे भाई ये तो AWM चला रहा है, तो अलग लेवल का बंदा है भाई, हम क्या ही कह सकते हैं। ये तो अलग लेवल का निकला यार। तो यहाँ पे फिर मैक्स करते हैं, 2 चिप लगा लेते हैं और चलिए पहले बेस्ट होस्ट ले लेते हैं, उसके बाद देखते हैं मज़ा आएगा। दिल है कि मानता नहीं, नहीं लगता दिल तेरे बिना, तेरे बिना, तेरे बिना। तेरे बिना।